So in the famous work Tannisho, absolute happiness is referred to as the path of no hindrance. This absolute happiness is also called the path of no hindrance in the famous work Tannisho. The term hindrance here refers to impediments that can obstruct happiness. No hindrance means that these obstacles remain as they are and do not interfere with happiness. Path refers to the world, so it signifies the one and only world, the absolute world. Therefore, the path of no hindrance represents the one and only world of absolute happiness, where obstacles do not hinder happiness. By resolving the greatest problem in life, which is the major issue of death and the afterlife, one can reach the path of no hindrance, where all obstacles remain as they are and do not hinder. In this way, while everyone shares the common goal of seeking happiness in life, temporary and fleeting happiness is not enough to provide genuine peace and contentment. To achieve unchanging happiness, one must look beyond relative forms of happiness like wealth, possessions, status, fame, or self-realization. Buddhism teaches that only by resolving the major issue of the afterlife can one attain absolute happiness that remains unshaken even in the face of death. This is the true purpose of life from birth to death, and fulfilling this purpose is the real meaning of life. Approximately 2,600 years ago, Buddhism, taught by Shakyamuni, spread from India to China, then through the Korean peninsula to Japan. Many people have been saved by realizing the true purpose of life through this teaching. Among them, one prominent figure is Master Shinran, who lived in Japan during the Kamakura period around 800 years ago. Master Shinran achieved the purpose of life at the age of 29 through the teachings of Shakyamuni. He expressed his joy at that moment as follows. How joyful it is! Shinran is delighted. What a fortunate person he is. Amidst the collapse of everything, he has established his heart on the unshakable ground that will never crumble. He cannot help but rejoice that he exists in such an unimaginable world. Truly, the power of the Buddha's teachings is beyond comprehension. He cannot help but rejoice in the benevolence of the great Buddhist teachers of India, China, and Japan, including Shakyamuni, who imparted the knowledge that such a splendid world exists. In this way, Master Shinran is filled with joy at having achieved absolute, unshakable happiness. Okay, very good. So I think this part maybe needs some explanation. Well, first of all, absolute happiness is whoever experiences absolute happiness, which Yuichi explained very kindly yesterday in the Purpose Lab. It is our universal purpose of life. According to the Buddha, everybody is born and is living to experience this absolute happiness. So that's the meetup we had, and we recorded it it's on the Right View Lab YouTube channel. Our purpose of life is the same for all of us. It's not the means of living. Of course, means of living is different from person to person. Our jobs are different. Where we live is different. Everything is different, except this ultimate purpose of life. Absolute happiness is our common purpose in life. And whoever experiences this absolute happiness, their absolute happiness will be one and the same. That's what it means here. It's only one, because if, let's say, my absolute happiness is different from Rocio's absolute happiness, what that means is neither of them is absolute, because absolute is something that's only one. It's complete. If my absolute happiness is a little bit incomplete, or I need to work a little bit more to perfect it. So that's the realm of relativity. By comparison, you're like, oh, this is not as good as the other one, so we need to improve the other one. So it's not absolute. If it needs the work, if it's not complete, if it's not perfect, and if it's relative. So relative and absolute don't go together. In the realm of relativity, we can improve something endlessly. And that's why we have science and medicine. Hopefully, they are improving our lives. Some people debate that, but yeah, they're making progress, finding cure for some of the diseases while new diseases come in. And they're making progress. So it's a constant effort and constant improvement. That's relative happiness. It brings us relative happiness. Like, just think about it. The plague or all those diseases that killed millions of people 100 years ago, did you feel any joy that we don't have to catch those horrible illnesses? We forget, and we have other problems to tackle right now. It's relative. Relative means it fades away. It goes in the background. Everybody forgets about it. Yeah, and that means the happiness that comes with it fades away too. That sense of gratitude, we forget to be grateful about it. It goes into the background. That's the relative world, but the world of absolute is one and the same no matter who experiences this happiness. Yeah, so this is very important to understand. Yeah, but it's not actually easy to understand because something absolute or perfect is unimaginable for us. All we know is relative, where everything is changing, and by comparison, we understand everything. Like, yeah, maybe right now we feel more rested compared to last night before we went to bed, because now we wake up, we got some rest and sleep, so we feel rested. But as time passes throughout the day, we're gonna get tired again. So yeah, and this is what binds all human beings. So this is the best way to bring our humanity to the forefront and put our differences aside, put our divisiveness aside, and bring people together. Everything else is different. Our karma is different, so naturally people want to argue, but this is the same. It's not easy to grasp it, so we need to talk, we need to share stories, and we need to cultivate compassion. So good job, everyone, for being here, practicing together. Today, we will have the Happiness Lab at 10 a.m. Pacific time, and have a wonderful start of your weekend. Bye.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.